Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to iCup TV. You'll be your epic and awesome caster iCup Fits here, and this will be game number 2 between Krots and Fofo. So keep in mind, I did record game number 3 before this, but I'll put it in the playlist, this one first, but just keep in mind, I didn't realize that until like the end of that last cast. So anyway, the map will be Heartbreak Ridge, spawning at that 3 o'clock position. It will be the purple Protoss reps Fofo. And also, you guys are tuning into ICC Cup Clan League Week 20, Week 1, Week 1 of Season 20, Division B1 between Black Dragons and reps. So this will be reps. This will be I forgot to speed it up quickly, but I did get it this time. That's what I meant. I've recently gotten this new issue where I don't press the speed up button twice, but that's okay. But that will be reps Fofo, and spawning at the 3 o'clock are yellow Protoss. It will be Krots. And now statistics of these players. Krots is a Protoss player, obviously speaking. He's Chinese ethnicity. His ethnicity is Chinese. He's been playing since Season 22. It looks like we'll be seeing a Forge Fest expand as well. And right now he's C+, and he's 63 and 27. As of May 6th, I think is when I last checked up his statistics. And this cast is going to be May 8th, I think. May 7th, actually. So, that was yesterday. And, ooh, we'll be seeing a 9 pool coming out of Fofo here. And Fofo is going to... Statistics of Fofo is his ethnicity is Russian. He's been playing since Season 19. His max rank has been on Season 20. And he was a B- rank. And currently C- with a current score of 26 and 17. Last checked on May 6, 2012. So, Heartbreak Ridge... a pretty interesting map. I've always seen cheese on this map when I play, but a lot of casting, the further you cast, the more standard games and a lot of interesting things. Now, what makes this map a little bit more dynamic, there's no ramp to the main. You can exploit this little high ground to put proxies on here if that does happen. Your natural isn't too hard to wall off, and then you have these spiels, which are sometimes, these do count as high ground, so that those high ground rules do apply. High ground rules meaning that if your range units are on the low ground and they're attacking on the high ground, they have a miss rate of 50 to 25%. I forget which the exact statistic is, but that does have which you don't want to be in that scenario. Which you don't want to be in the scenario where you miss. So if you have a Dragoon on Dragoon on the high ground, the one on the high ground is most likely going to win if they're both attacking at the same time, because most likely one of the shots of the Dragoon on the hypothetical low ground for this hypothetical scenario would potentially miss one shot. And we will be seeing a Forge double cannon opening for Krots right here. But I think that's what he's going to want to do, just because he does see these extra lings out here. I think he's gonna have to pull a couple probes here, which he's not doing. Unless he puts down a gateway. No, here it comes, but will be too little, too late though. He will be putting down a gateway in a peculiar position. That's gonna be a tight wall off for this frontal part, but we're going to have to see, though. Theoretically speaking, the lings could probably try to go around here, but that will be double cannons, which will eventually leave off, which will kill off a majority of them, and we'll be hitting up another pylon here. I was seeing Suzuki versus someone, on Hacklebeast's stream, and they were talking about, it was the funniest thing. They were saying, they were praising Suzuki. I don't really know much about the player, but apparently he's like a legendary foreign Brood War player. I've casted like one of his games before, and I couldn't pronounce his name right. But beside the point, and also at the same time, we'll be seeing Fofo taking his X8. But Suzuki somehow the Protoss in this position did do double cannon Forge gateway and Nexus, but he's doing the same things that he was doing, but he's going around the top part. But what happened was that the lings got through, and three lings were in the main base, and they got 12 pro kills until the end. They all died. 3 Zerglings, which is kind of ridiculous. And when you have 12 of them, this is looking very, very bad for right now for Krots right here. And probes are going to start trying to drill it the best they can, and lings are not attacking right now. And nice little just AI trick right there. Lings are taking a lot of damage from those probes right there, and Zell's going to be up there and potentially be able to wall this area off just so the lings can't get into the main and cause havoc. Because keep in mind, one ling speed is done, which I think is completed here, which yeah, it definitely is. it's very, like, you have to wait for Dragoon Tech to come out, which tends to be a little later. But he does have Cyber Core up, and he will be getting up a second gateway instead of Dragoon. Probably the correct move, just because he's probably going to want to eventually wall this area off. But the probes, he's losing a ton of mining time, though. Keep in mind, though, this is kind of ridiculous. The amount of damage Fofo has done with these initial links here, he's going to be able to completely... these links have completely paid for themselves right here. Maybe not damage-wise, but the amount of time that he's not mining is kind of ridiculous. I mean, that's 5 probes. I mean, also keep in mind that these other 5 probes that were initially there were not being used, and he's continuing to produce Zealots here, and he's not producing double probes right here. And ooh, they will get 1 probe kill, which is a little nice victory right there. And these links are going to be really annoying, continuing to poke up there. But will we be seeing fast layer? We will be seeing, you know, fast layer, and we'll be seeing, well, not really fast, but we will be seeing Spire coming up as well right here. And this is not looking good right now at all for Krots right now. He's not really he hasn't really reacted to this very well. Also, if you guys didn't know, there was this little mineral patch over here that that can be mined up by with one drone, unlike a lot of other maps that will which has that kind of where they have a couple mineral patches there, because they, instead of indestructible rocks, what they do is they put like minerals that have like 0 or 1. 0. Oh, that Zealot's getting pretty low on HP right there, but you know, like 0 minerals up there, so you don't gain any money, but it's just there, and the drones have to go mine from there. So for like an all-in like this, you have to bring a drone over instead of like 4, like you would do on another map, like Neo. Oh, I forget the map. I totally forgot the map. But these links are just continuing to be pesky. I mean, he has to wall this area off. I don't think he even has a Dragoon. He needs to get a Dragoon out. That's what he needs to be doing. Even if he's on the low ground, where a position where he doesn't ultimately want to be in, that's his only choice. But he's going for Zealots here. I think 2 Zealots to wall this area off is a good move, and getting a couple probes behind it, or whatever, or what have you. But get the 2 Dragoons up there, maybe even a cannon if you wanted to, but somehow it's just not doing. He's going for a Stargate, but I don't think that's the right move. Just because it's been so delayed, these Muta are going to do a lot of damage. And now the flip side of what normally happens in ZVP is Protoss normally gets out there air faster, and Muta don't normally come out, but Muta will come out if they realize that Corsair are not going to be a threat. And I mean, he does have a cannon at the natural, and he only is sending over 2 Muta here, so it's not going to do too much damage. It's just going to be a nuisance to deal with right now for Krot right now. And Krot has to do something here. He's just on the back foot right now. He can't do anything. He's just getting more cannons. It looks like a broken AI, actually, to be completely honest. But now there's 4. Now there's 5 Muta. Gonna be Muta dodging that, and he's not even gonna be target firing the weaker ones. And this middle is completely exposed right here. He did find a sweet spot. When these cannons have not finished right here, we'll be target firing those cannons down right there, and that cannon will fall. And White want to target fire the 3rd one, and which he will do. And these Muta are looking unstoppable right here. There will be a Corsair, but I think that might just ultimately get picked off, though. But Corsair will have that +1, which makes them a little bit more beefier. But we'll be sending those Zealots out, but he may realize that, and the Link could potentially do some more damage here, as there's really nothing to defend that natural. And I mean, there's only going to be 1 cannon right there up to this point, but now there'll be double cannons up here. And there's a lot of Muta here, and he only has, I believe, 1 Corsair. And he's going to get to the point where he's going to be able to snipe that off. Nice little victory here. But he will be on the natural here, and there's really not much to defend except 1 sunken, but there should be, his Lings should be enough to clean up here. But he went in there without the optimal, he didn't want to go in without all, excuse me. Krots didn't want to go in there did not want to engage until all the Zealots were with him, but he decided to go in with like 3 and then another packs of 3, which is not the smart move here. And at the same time, Fofo will be target firing the main nexus right there, which is going to put almost like a killing blow on Krots here. And Krots is just in such a bad position right now. He can't do anything. He's going to spare the nexus for the time being here, and he just doesn't want to lose that Overlord. He probably might get the kill. He will. Nice little victory for Krots, but you know, in the end result here, we're looking at 26 supply to compared to 42, and Zerg up by supply this early on in the game is not a good thing. Normally Protoss is at least at head supply. You know, normally till 15 minutes of the game, Protoss just tends to get higher. Not to say that they're in a bad position when Zerg's in the lower supply count. It just tends to be that the units are less. I mean, Zerg units are saying that super cheap, but they're a lot less expensive than Protoss units. And Protoss units start racking up the supply count because Zealots are 2 supply, Dragoons are 2 supply, and then from there, pretty much everything's 2 supply for Protoss. Except when you start getting like the Reavers, which are 4, and Carriers, which are like 8, and I think Arbiters are like 4. And just completely exploiting this mineral line here, and really denying the mining here, and this is kind of looking very, very good for Fofo right now. There's nothing Krots can do here. Just by a play-by-play caster here, there's literally nothing in the playbook that really that Krots could do here. He does have a Corsair, but we're seeing a good Muta Micro coming out of Fofo right here. He's gonna be able to finally deal with that Corsair. I think he can just go for it and kill off that Corsair right there for sure right here. He just wants to not run into the cannons right there. And he's gonna potentially lose that Corsair before the second one pops there. If he gets the Corsair up to a good amount though, he should be okay, but these mutants are taking a lot of damage here. He may want to just back out for the time being. Get another wave of units out. He could be in it. I don't get why Fofo just doesn't take an expansion right here, but he looks content just taking off this Stargate right here. That's not really going to do too much, but just doing something with the Muta right here, just maybe to potentially end the game if this goes into one of those games where it's going to become BM from Krots when he won't leave until all the buildings are gone. He will be coming in with a bunch of Hydra as well, but not really going to be able to do too much against 5 cannons most of the time. Especially with the DT out, and we just saw... no, we didn't. You haven't seen that game yet, but he doesn't have his Overlord over yet, and he just sent it out. Not looking too good, and that DT will have to fend off that. Krots is just should have GG'd out. He can't do anything. He has 2 Corsair, and it's 24 supply, 242. I don't know. Actually, I don't know why Fofo's supply stayed at the same for the past 3 minutes, but that's okay. Is he going to expand here? That's what he's going to need. Krots needs to do something completely unorthodox here. And like I was saying, there's nothing in the playbook. What I mean by that is there's no standard play that's going to make him get back in here. He's going to have to play unorthodox against, in the current situation, he is against Fofo right now. And I mean, this Hydra Ball, this Hydra Bio Ball is looking pretty powerful right now. It doesn't have any upgrades at the moment though, and even getting speed for his Overlords just to deal with those pesky DTs. And Muta are going to be potentially going to be able to exploit the oh no, never. I was going to say he's going to be able to exploit this mineral line here, but he will have 3 more cannons in the back of there. And will he be able to go for it? Now keep in mind though, this would have looked very differently if there was Storm here, but Hydra may look OP in the scenario. He could actually pretty much A-move against his cannons right now. He's in the scenario where he could be. I actually don't know if he has... Where's his Hydra done? Yeah, I'm not quite sure if he has... I don't think he has range. I don't think he has range on the Hydra. No, he might have range on the Hydra. He just wants... The range just helps because it means that they get less hits from the cannons while they're attacking them. So, the bad Hydra, I mean, Muta are staying pretty stationary. He's gonna be getting Storm, but there's no gateway, and he's not building a gateway, so it should probably just kill off Storm right now. But it doesn't even matter though, because it's mainly 200 minerals, 200 gas, but I mean, he doesn't really need gas anyway. He's kind of high in that anyway, and he can't really go the high gas units as he doesn't have a single gateway. He has all high Templar. He has enough for 1 Storm, which could ultimately kill. I think the max DPS, if you like line up Hydra perfectly in like a 4x4 box, I think you can get like maybe 9 Hydra with 1 Storm. I think if they stay completely stationary, it might be 9. I think that might be like the critical, like the most amount of kills you can get from from full HP Hydra. Like, I mean, you could have like a whole bunch of like Plague-Oo'd Hydra. I always wondered in 2v2 if you had Plague-Oo in Storm. Like, think about how rigged that would be. Or like a Radiate with Plague. I mean, like, so you have like a Mutaball that gets Plagued, and then you Radiate, and they all insta-die. Because Plague-Oo will get them all to 1 HP. Nice little Storm going off. 4 Hydra will get completely decapitated or what have you. I don't even know what happens to their bodies, but they just kind of, they make their little scream or their little cry, their Pokemon cry when they come out of their Pokeball, and kind of ultimately die right there. Still no more base coming out of Fofo right now. I mean, to be completely honest, I mean, Krots is doing nothing. He's just completely bunkering himself in, and he's just doing the speed knowing. I mean, I could say that right now. he's not spending his minerals right now. He's not even producing any more Corsair, and he could. He might try to be going for an expansion, but I mean, like at this point in the game, there's really nothing he can do. There's literally nothing he can go for. He finally does have a gateway. He's getting High Templar out, but I mean, eventually he's just gonna get someone. Why is he doing lurkers? Lurkers don't do anything against photon kids. They're detectors, and he can storm. Why? Okay, there we go. He's taking an expansion though. But at the same time, he's like, no, you're not going to have an expansion. I'm in the lead in this game. I'm going to go counter that. So Fofo will be coming up to this 2 o'clock position over here, and we'll ultimately send that off. But he will get a cancel on that. But there's no point even to go to lurkers though. There's going to be cannons here anyway. There's nothing he can do. Oh, actually, I know what he's going to be doing. He's going to put lurkers over here when he breaks through the cannons. That's what he's going to be doing. That's not crazy. That's just like, I wouldn't do that. Is he gonna? I've never seen this protest temple get actually target fired down. There's never been a point in like at all to actually take this down, but he is going to. He's just going to be doing just that. What? Oh, he's doing splash damage. Okay, that's not bad. How many are there? Oh, I see. The lurkers do the splash damage. So that's how you kill off these multi-layer buildings. You have to use all the lurkers. Huh. Interesting. That's like 3 layers of like, why not just 1? But I guess whatever. It doesn't really matter. But these will be going down though. And we'll see if he's going to be exploiting this mineral line there. That's probably what he could be doing right here. And Hydra are going to be going in for it. And both players have been pretty stationary this entire game. We're still seeing 58 supply after 4 minutes. He's been done nothing. And does he not actually have enough to break through this right now? That would be pretty sad. Does he even have upgrades? No, Fofo has not capitalized on the fact that he's in this game right now. And he's taken back the main at the same time. If Krots comes back from this is gonna be ridiculous. But there we go, he's gonna be finally exploiting that. But you know, at the same time, this Nexus is gonna be up in time. Well, not, I mean, it's about halfway done. But it will be up and running. He's gonna be getting ranged Dragoons. Okay, well, I mean, he needs to make something happen. So Krots, you know, he might be in a position where he could come back from it. And there's really no way. He doesn't have detection though, so these lurkers will be annoying right now, and he's gonna have to force his storms on that. But if he loses the High Templar, it's gonna pretty much be game over right here, and he's gonna have to get these storms off these lurkers right here. He did find a sweet spot, but Krots could come back. I mean, Fofo has done nothing. Finally, putting down a 3rd. And this is absolutely ridiculous. Fofo needs to be taking more bases right here. And this is wacky. This is like such a wacky PvZ. But, and we'll just be attacking that Temple Archives. He's not really doing much with the 1 lurker that's doing 20 damage. But we'll be target firing that down. There really hasn't been that much this game. It's been pretty idle. And I don't understand how these guys' APMs have been over 150. And now he's out of range for the Temple Archives. And he's now back in the main base. So this is like where we were seeing before, except this is not... Did I see a storm go down? Oh yeah, he was storming that. Oh, but he did find a sweet spot there. But I mean, target firing, that's just stalling for time. He has his main back up. But thankfully, Fofo is actually taking a 3rd. But, you know, that was just because his main's being, you know, almost, you know, slight. It's getting to the point where it's getting slightly mined out right now, and it has nice saturation on it as well. I just don't get why I could not see why Fofo couldn't just take 3 expands and then be at a 200 army by this time. He's at 79 at 19 minutes in the game. What is this? He's putting down 5 gateways, 6 gateways. What the hell? Okay, a lot of tech buildings are coming up. And if Krots comes back from this is gonna be absolutely ridiculous right here. I just have an inkling, but okay, there we go. That's gonna be game changing right there. When he sees these Vita, hopefully speaking, and considering he just wasted a storm on a lurker that did not die, this might be game changing. And he doesn't have enough for storm off the screen. No, he has enough for storm. He has enough for storms, but he didn't get it off though. There's the G. coming out of both players, but wacky game. And Fofo, I think you need your own first step of the game here for your own F-Tog. When you're in a position like that, Fofo, don't make me go cast for another 9 minutes for no apparent reason, okay? Just don't. Just, when you're in that position, yeah, go build units off of, like, one base. You don't need to all in. You don't need to go to total war mode, you know, from social studies. Total war means putting all resources to the war effort. You don't need to put every goddamn resource into your army. Just go expand. That's all you have to do. And this game could have been ended. Or, I mean, at least you could have made like a 200 army and just A moved and been much more epic and awesome. And that was just a slow push and boring. But I tried to make it as much entertaining as possible. Now, okay, for actually Krots, who actually kind of lost to this. Well, number one, he didn't. For a map like this, I didn't point it out on the map of Heartbreak Ridge, which is my fault. I failed to mention that there is a mineral patch in the back part, but a lot of time players don't utilize that. But we did see a 9 pool on this map, so you did see that kind of cheesy build. That was the first time I've actually seen that on this map, so I'll point that out next time if I ever see this map again. Which is for sure, Heartbreak Ridge is a pretty well common map, just not used as much because a lot of the Brood War scenes, Jade, Fighting Spirit. Those are like the two main ones, like Fighting Spirit and Jade. Also, Python is pretty popular as well. But getting past the sidetrack of the most popular Brood War maps, Krots, I think you should put just by standard, put a pylon up there. Just instead of like a pylon that's for supply, just put it up there. You'll know when that comes up, and I think you can even wall that off with one pylon actually. I think, and you'll know that's coming. Also, you didn't really build a Dragoon. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think your best bet. You got 3. You could get 2 Zealots and then a Dragoon, and then you would have been all set to stay up the ramp. They can't do anything. You have the map vision. You can shoot up the ramp. That would have gotten all that link pressure. Also, you lost a huge amount of mining time that you didn't need at the beginning of the game. You just made a lot of errors that you can easily fix. Put your probes on mining. Keep 2 or 3. If you need 5, put 5 out. But if you need, because when you put out 5, that means that he's cut. When you see that many links, that means he's cut his own drone production. So that's okay for a short amount of time. You just don't want that to cascade into the late game or mid game where you're not mining as when he's droning up when you're not. So keeping that in mind as well. Or also you could try to go for a 1-base play Heartbreak Ridge. Maybe Heartbreak Ridge isn't the best map to FE on per se. I don't think it's necessarily a terrible map, but you are prone to cheese, and it might get countered by it's not as a safe map where compared to where Fighting Spirit when there's no back door, you got exposed to the back door of the natural. Essentially, that's what happened, and you just weren't ready for it. So keeping that in mind as well, or you could put a pylon and cannons, and then they can't really do much about it. But because I think you could get like pylon cannon. And then just put up more pylons behind that, and then pretty much wall that area off. Or just put a probe up there, and you'll be okay. But otherwise, I think that really concludes this series. I don't really think there's really much more to talk about in this crazy game. And Black Dragons will be going on. So that has drawed the series right now. So Fofo has won that one game. Wacky enough, and so we'll be thinking Krots versus Fofo, and whoever wins that will get this series right there, and that will be fun. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.